Hello guys, in today's video we are going to see how to use some functions, some formulas in Google Sheets. We mostly think that the formulas and functions that are used in Excel cannot be applied to Google Sheets, but today we are just going to see how some formulas that we use in Excel can be applied in Google Sheets. And here we have a student list. You can see there is a student list, names, first name, last name, and here there is subject 1, subject 2, and this is a grade summary template. And here I have test exam, and let me just go one by one formula to another formula, from simple to complex, and see how some formulas and functions can be applied in Google Sheets. And here on this cell, I'm just going to put the total of this score here. And to calculate the total, I just have to use different ways. And here I need the total. There are different ways that we can use. One of them is that I can just put equal sign here as we do in Excel, and just type 30, and here I plus 31, I type 31, and here plus 35, here plus 35, and here plus 16. You can see I have 16, and now I have 112. So you can see here Excel detect the total here. I hit enter and have 112. And another way is that I can just put equal sign here, and then I select the cell, and here I click to the cell, and I just go to my keyboard and type on sign key here, on plus sign key, and just select another cell. I go to plus sign, and here I select another cell. I go to my keyboard and I hit plus sign key, and here I just select another cell, and you can see I have 112. You can see here I just added one by one, and here as you see we can just add the number by typing them, and I can also just go by selecting cell to cell, and I just add the cell to another cell, one cell to another cell, and I get the same result, 112. And this way to do this, because sometimes you can have a very long list that goes from here to there, and it will not be easy for you to select every cell. But an easy way to do this, it is to use some function. Some function will just allow you to select the range and hit enter to get the total score here, or the total amount, depending on what you are just adding. And here just put the equal sign, I type sum, I open parenthesis, and here you see this Google Sheet detects where there is data that I just want to add. And here, if I just here tap accept, it will just immediately give me the result. And here you see the result is 100 and 112. And let me just select from here to here, and just close parenthesis. And as you see here, um, some function will just use we use the range. Here I have the range. I've selected the range from D3 to G3, and here I hit enter to get the total. And here Google Sheet will ask me if I just want to autofill, and here there is a suggestion. Once I accept the suggestion, I'll just check here, but once I don't want this suggestion, because it immediately authorize all our cells here, and once I just check here, it means I just accept the suggestion. I can accept here this, all I can just reject and put my cursor here, and I put on this autofill handle, and I scroll down to copy the formula. It's the same. Let me accept the suggestion, and here you see I have now the total score here. You can just here, you can left to right, you can center the here, you can just do whatever. And here you see have the total score for every student, and this is sum, or you can just call it summation or just addition. This is adds, and here we can subtract. You can subtract in Google Sheet. Subtract. You can just do subtraction. We can just go one by one. Let me just here put an equal sign. We can just have take this, and you can just take a number. Maybe I just want to take 30 minus 2, and I hit enter. This is 28, and you can just go one by one as we have seen here in addition. Or you can just here go take a cell. You can just take this cell, and let me here first I put equal sign on each every formula, every function. Excel must be started with equal sign. Here you just click on this cell, and I type minus on the keyboard, and I minus this one, and I hit enter to see this is minus 1, because it is 30 minus 31. It's minus 1. Let me reject this because I just want to go back. And you can also just go also and just do it for many main cells. You can just even take the total, and then this total you just want to subtract in amount. Maybe you just want to subtract maybe 10. I can just here hit enter. Let me center this, and I can just here double click here to copy the formula down. Or I can just hold my cursor here, and I can put it here to scroll down to copy the same formula here. And here, this is how we can just subtract within Google Sheet. And here we can just also multiply. Let's see how to use multiply in Google Sheets. It's as if we are just using the Microsoft Excel offline. And here let me put equal sign. For every formula you must have here put a equal sign, and let me just take the total here, the total on this total, or you can just take any number. If maybe you just want to take 20 times 23, you hit here enter, you get the result. And here you can just go by, you can just take a cell and multiply it with any number. You can just multiply this by 2. Here you see the result, and here there is suggestions. You can just accept it, or you can just deny it, or you can just here take the total here amount, so the total number here, the total score, and multiply it by 2. And you hit enter, and you can here just here get the suggestion, or you can just here double click here to copy the formula here down. And here you see how to multiply, how we can just use multiplication sign in the Google Sheets. And here you have seen addition. You can just have seen how we can just use sum function in this column, and here there is subtraction, how we can subtract one column to another column, or number to a number, how we can multiply, and let's see how we can divide. And here let's see how we can divide. Here, as we did in other formulas here before, we just put an equal sign, and I just maybe want to take this one that I multiplied by 2 and divide by 2. you just use a slash on the keyboard to divide. And also you can divide a number by a number. I can just take 20 and divide this by 2. I hit enter. This is 10. Or you can just divide a cell by a number. Let me just take this and I divide this one by 2. And here I hit enter, and this one that I'm just multiplied by 2, and it was this column, and once I just put divide by 2, I get this again, and I hit enter here. And let me accept the suggestion to copy the formula down, and you can see here, let me align this in the center, and let me align this in the center too, and let me do the same for all the cells here. Let me just align them in the center, and let me just go back here. And guys, this is how we use this is how we just do division in Google Sheets. You just take the number and can just divide a number by number, another number, or you can just take a cell by divided by number. You can even just take a cell and divide another cell, and all are just being done the same way. And let me see also how we can just find the maximum score for every student in the test. Let me just here type max. Let me type max here. I just want to see the maximum score of every student that has got, and here you can just put equal sign max, as we do in Microsoft Excel. And here, once I open parentheses, here there is a value, one value. You can just add more values, but here I'm just going to select the range. I'm going to select the range. I go from here from this test to this one, and I cross parentheses and I hit enter. And here the maximum number is 35. You can see here it's 35. And let me accept the suggestion here. All we have seen how we can also copy the formula down, and here I just accept the suggestion, and once I change the number here, let me change this number to 65 and see here how it's going to change. You can see here the number changed, and here there is also changes. You can see whatever I change here will be affected. Let me put here 35, for example. You can see the max here doesn't change because we don't have 35 is still less than 65, but other numbers here changed. And here we can also find the minimum value. Maybe you just want to see the minimum value for every student here in the test and exam. Here you type equal sign and you put mean, you open parentheses, and here also you select the range where you can just the range within it. You just want to find the minimum value. I select from here to here and I close parentheses. You can see you selected the range here. You just selected the range, and here you can type mean equal sign mean. You open parentheses, you selected the range that we just went to find the minimum value, and then you hit enter, and here hit enter to get the minimum value. And here you see the minimum 30, and once you go here you can see here 30 is the minimum value. And let me just accept the suggestion, or you can just go to this autofill handle and you scroll down to get the result. And here, apart from minimum value, we can just go to the average. Maybe you just want to find the mean or the mean value, or you just want to find the average. Let me call it average. How to find it in this Google Sheet? You just type equal sign here, equal sign on the keyboard, and you type average. You just want to find the average score You open parenthesis, you see here uh, there is a suggestion, but you don't just want this, you just want to go here back and select it from here to here. This is D3 to G3, and you across your parenthesis, as you see here, I have just typed average, and you can see average equal sign average, and then open parenthesis, you selected the range from D3 to G3, and you cross parenthesis and you hit enter to see the average score of everyone. And here let me accept this suggestion too, or you can just go here and select it down to copy the formula. It will give the same result. And let me just go to the next and see how we can just find the mode and median. Let's see here how to find the median value, and I go here, I come here and equal sign, I type median. This is the median value. I open parenthesis and I just put the value, and I select the range. I cross parenthesis, and I hit enter to find the median. And let me do the same for all cells. And here you have the median value, and I can also find the mode. And the mode here as you know, mode is the repeated number, how the number have been repeated. And let me put equal sign and see how to find the mode. I type mode, and I just here need to select the range. I can select from here to here, and I cross parenthesis. You can see here this is a mode, and I hit enter. Once there is no repeated number, my formula will be we mark an error because there is no repeated number. Let me, for example, here there is 35. Let me change this 135 here to 245. Let me change it to 245, for example. And here you see, let me see the mode. Here there is an error. Mode cannot produce a result because there is no values that occur more than once. It means that mode just here deal with repeated numbers, and the most repeated will be the mode. And let me change this one to 45 to see the mode. Let me just go here there to see the mode. And now the mode is 45 because I changed 35 to 45. Once I just double click here, you can see there is some numbers here. There is an error. Where there is an error, there is no repeated number. There is no number that have been repeated. And apart from mode, we can just use another function. This is count function. And this count will just count for numeric values. Once we just want to see how many cells are just they are filled with the numbers, and the count will deal with only numeric values. Let me, for example, count here. Here you see I have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let me here type count. Here type count, and I open here parenthesis, and let me just select the range. I go from here to here, and I close parenthesis, and I hit enter, and see here I have 4. Let me go back there and make some changes. Let me just type here a letter A. Once I go back there, I'll see some changes. It's now 3 because it does not count the letters. It only deals with the numeric values, only numbers. Once here you put another number here, once I put a number here, it will just immediately change to 4. But once I put here A, here I put B, it will count only 2 because other cells contains letters. And let me double click here to copy the formula. All I scroll down here, there is 4. There is once you change out of the values to another value here, you can see changes. And once here I put the number here, it's 30, and I put 65 back here, you can see they will have changes. And here this count, you can just deal with the numbers, and let me just put a counter, another function, counter. You see it's going, it's somehow similar to this one, to count, about this counter. Counter deals with numbers and letters. It will count the cells that are containing the numbers and letters. Let me here put, for example, let me counter. I open parentheses. I just go back here to select this range, my range here. You can see all of those cells containing numbers. I hit enter. Here you see it is 4, and let me go back there and change this to a letter A or a name. You can just see here you must have letter, you can have a name. You can just have again here. Let me type my name back here and see how this counter is going to be different from count. And you see here still have 4, but for count we have 2. There is only 2 cells that are containing, you can see here. This means that there are two cells that are containing numbers, but there are 4 cells that are containing numbers and letters. Here you can see, once you just use count and counter, you can just see the cells that are containing numbers, only numbers, and you can see also the cell that all cells in total, numbers and letters. And let me here back, and here we can just once I change this back to numbers, 65 here, 30, and change them back to numbers, you can just go there and see you will be also having 4 and 4 numbers, 4 and here 4. And here you can just double click here or select it like this down to autofill handle to get to copy the formula here down. You can see you have 4 here everywhere. And once I put letters, only counter will still the same, but count will change because the counts only numbers. And we can also use another function that is count if. And once there is if, and this if comes with a condition here, there is a logical test. Let me type equal sign, and this count if we're just going to count but with a condition. It's going to count with a condition, and let me just put here count if what just which the range that you just want to select. You first put the range here, you put the range, and you put criteria. You can here see there is a range and there is criteria, and within range here you just select the range where you just want to count, and here put the criteria. Maybe we are just going to count the range, the cells, but let me just put a condition that have the score that is maybe greater than 50. Let me just formulate the expression. I just selected the range. Let me select the range. My range is from here from 30 to 45, and this is the range. I put a comma, and now we just want to, even if we have selected the range, What is the condition? I put the condition, I quote my condition here, you quote, and here I put, I just want to deal with to count the numbers that are greater than. Let me put a condition, or criteria greater than 50, and I quote back, to C, and here I close parentheses. As you see here, I have only one, because once you see here there is 65. This 65 is only the one greater than 50. Once I change this number to 40, let me change this number to 40. You can see you have 3 cells. You can count 3, and I hit enter, and I accept the suggestion. You can see here there is where there is a 0. It means there is in these cells there is no numbers that are greater, there is no scores that are greater than 40. And once I change this number, I change this number to 20. I can here hit, and you can see once I scroll down here, or on this autofill handle, you can see here the change. Now it changed immediately. And this is how we can use count if in Google Sheet. You're just counting, but with a condition. You are just counting with a condition, and how you can just now differentiate count, counter, and countif, and how to use them in Google Sheet. Another function that I just want to show you is how to use concatenate. We use this function concatenate. We have seen that we can use concatenate or concate, and there is in my previous videos, I showed you how you can just put the things together, or put things from different cells using concate or concatenate. And this concatenate will just deal with the names of the text that are in different cells, but here you just want to put them together. Maybe here we have first name, have last name, you can see here, and here maybe you just need a full name. To put this name together with this one, we just use concatenate function. Let me here just type equal sign and type concatenate, and you can see it here, concatenate. I open parentheses, and here you have to select the cells that you just want to put together, and here just want to put together this. I just want this one, and here comma, and this one. You can see, let's type and see the result, and I hit enter. Here you see you have suggestion, and here you see all names here are together, but here there is a problem. Even if my names here are together, the names here together, but there is no space, and this is where we have to change. Let me go back there and show you how to do it. Once there is no backspace, it means that we have to create it. You just need to put here, let me quote, I put a backspace, I hit a backspace key on the keyboard, and I quote again, and I hit enter. Here names are going to be separated, and let me check where there is an error. Here I need to put a comma. I'll need to put a comma that is separating this cell and this, and here you see this Excel, this Google Sheet is detecting the name. You can see the name is now well with the backspace here. You can see it, and here I go back and I hit enter to get the full name, and I can here use autofill here back to copy the formula, and you can here see have the full name. And this is how we can use concatenate, the concatenate function in Google Sheet. Another function that I just want you to know is if function. If function. If function always goes with the logic. Here you can just make some logical test or some logical expression using if function. Here you see, let me just go here and see. Here you have the total. We have the total here amount. We can just use this total amount. Maybe you can say set a condition. You can give people or students grades. You can just set any conditions. If there is a amounts in the dollars that you are just adding, and you want to check if people have used well the budget, you can say if this and this, if this is greater than this, let me just put put a criteria until just this one will happen. And here let me just think average score that is in less than, that is greater than 150, a student is going to pass. And once the score is less than 150, the student is going to be to double in the class. The student is not going to be promoted. And let me just put here equal sign and put if, and here I put a parenthesis, and here there is a logical expression. And here let me just see logical expression. What is the logical here that I want to use? I just select here where I just want to test. I put a comma. What will be the value if true? If this is true, let me here put a condition. I didn't put a condition. Let me here put if. I open parenthesis. I just click here. This value, let me say, must be greater or equal to 150. Now, this is a logical expression, and I put a comma. What will happen if this value is true? If it is true, I just want to say this one will be promoted. Promoted. I quote again. I put a comma. If the value is false, I just want to say this one is going to repeated, or this one is going to repeat. And here just cross my quote, and I can just close the parenthesis. You can see here how my expression is. You can put different logical expressions here. Just to set mine, you can see here, just use once the value in H3 is greater or equal to 150. If this one is true, I just want to promote this student. If false, this one is going to repeat. I'm just going to hit enter to see. You can see here this one is promoted, repeat, promoted. Here just copy the formula. And guys, you see this how we can use if function in Google Sheet. And apart from if function, we can also use other functions like today function. Let me just use today function. Today function. This today function is used once we just want to know the date of today. And let me put equal sign. I put it today, and I open parenthesis and I close parenthesis. You just only type today, type today, and you open parenthesis and you immediately close parenthesis, and here you see the date of today, and here I hit enter to see, and here this is the date of today, and this is how to use the today function. You can also use this to know, you can also use another function to know even the time. Let me now use the now function. How to use it now? You just put equal sign or type now. You just open parenthesis and immediately close. You can here see this is the date and this is the time. You can just hit here enter to see the result. You can see, you can also use some text for some different text functions like uppercase. Let me put equal sign. Let me here type upper. Let me put upper. And here I put equal sign. Maybe I just want to all these letters here, all these letters here are written in uppercase. You just want to change the case to uppercase. I just say upper. I open parenthesis, I hit here, and here I just cross, and you can see the suggestion. I cross here and I hit enter. What happened? I didn't select the text. Let me here select the text. Here is the text, and you can see here once I hit enter, I can accept. All names here are now in uppercase. You can see it here. All names here are in uppercase. I can just turn back them to lowercase. Here lower. I can here put equal sign. I can click here. I just want a type lower function. I come back and click on the text. On the text, I miswritten the formula. Here it is lower. I open here. You can here type this text, and you can see immediately it put them in the lowercase. I hit enter and I accept the suggestion to copy down the formula. And here you can use another function that is proper. Proper is going to capitalize each letter. It's going to capitalize each word. And here I use proper function. And here proper function, you can see I type equal sign and I type proper function. Proper. I open parenthesis. I select the text. And here I'm going to capitalize each word. You see here this M is capital letter and A is a capital letter. Here hit enter. You can see here I can accept the suggestion. Let me insert another column to the right, and just go on. You can see here, guys, Google Sheets have different functions and formula. You can even use len. This len function will allow us to know the characters, the number of characters. Here let me type equal sign and len here. I open parenthesis. I just click here. This you see have 19 characters. I accept the suggestion. And guys, I hope you're now enjoying the Google Sheets. These are all different formulas in Google Sheets. You can just use more and more formulas in Google Sheet. And guys, let's see how to use, for example, let me just use convert function. Yeah, this function is going to help you to change numbers from one unit to another unit. Let me, for example, here put 293, and here let's suppose this is a Kelvin degree. This is a Kelvin degree. Here this is a Kelvin degree. And how to convert? Let me just put here equal sign. I just type convert. You can convert any unit here. I just type convert. I open parentheses. Here I just need to put the value. You can see here you need to put the value. You need to put the value here. Value start unit and end unit. Start unit and end unit. Start unit, I just here click to the value. I put a comma. Start unit here was Kelvin. I just quote Kelvin degrees. I put a comma. Now the end unit, I just want Celsius. I put a C for Celsius. You can even put F for Fahrenheit. You can convert in different. You can convert in the power, in what and what. And it's very easy. And let me just let me just close parentheses and I hit enter to see the value here. And here this is the value. And you can just here have the value in Celsius degrees. And guys, I hope you enjoyed formulas and the functions in Google Sheet. There is other more, but let now just stop by here on the 22 formulas and functions, top 22 formulas and functions, and we'll see other formulas next time, the next video. Guys, I hope you enjoyed and see you next time.